Thiruvan Saranai, everyone. Thiruvan Saranai Bante. Is there anybody else to be joined for today's sermon?
We can start. I think maybe one or two might be joining, but so we can, I think, start now.
Okay. Thiruvan Saranai, I welcome everyone to today's session. And I would like to invite Venerable Dikura Dhammadassi Thero to start today's sermon. Thank you. Sad.
Everyone. So today also we are going to have a discussion based on the WhatsApp questions that you have sent to the group and also privately to me. So before starting the session, as always, let us think about all the meritorious deeds that we have done throughout the samsaric journey, because this is to create the background for us to understand Dhamma clearly, because for Dhamma to be understood, there are external factors as well as internal factors. External factors are the meeting of a Kalyana Mitta and listening to Dhamma. And the internal factors are Dhammanudhamma Patipada and Yoniso Manasikara. So these two need concentration and also good attention, and also you should be devoid of any Pancha Nivarana, Kamachanda, Vyapada, Dina, Middha, Kucha, and Vichikicha. So if you are in an angry mood, if you are in a some kind of a confused mindset, then that kind of a mindset would not be feasible with understanding Dhamma. So for us to get a calmer mind, for us to get a better environment for our understanding, let us think about all the meritorious deeds. Because when we think about merits, when we think about good deeds that we have done, our mind is calmed, our mind becomes calm, and also this meritorious power creates the background for us to external as well as internal background for us to understand Dhamma. So let us think about all the meritorious deeds that we have done throughout this samsaric journey, especially involving a Buddha Sasana. We might have met Supreme Buddhas, we might have met Pashega Buddhas, we might have met Arya Sangha. So in these encounters, we might have done various good deeds. So think about these wholesome deeds. Even in this lifetime, we have given alms, we have done various pujas, we have thought about anicca dukkha anatta, which is the highest level of meritorious power you can achieve. And also we have spread metta to all the living beings in the universe. And let us think about these meritorious deeds that we have done throughout the samsara. And all the meritorious power may agglomerate together, creating the perfect background for us to understand the Supreme Dhamma. And all the Pancha Nivarana, and also any confused state, any anger or anything, any negative emotion that you have may get subsided, and the environment for you to understand Dhamma, the quiet, calm environment with no disturbances may occur, and may everyone be able to understand Dhamma in that perfect environment. Accept this blessing with the sadhukara.
Sadhu.
And also, since we have met various Buddha Sasanas, and since we had Avijja, still having Avijja in our system, so we might have done things out of Raga Dosa Moha, Lobha Dosa Moha. So if we have done things out of Raga Dosa Moha, Lobha Dosa Moha towards these Arya individuals, that is not a good thing. So let us acknowledge our faults, and let us, by acknowledging faults, let us determine that we are not going to do these immoral and negative things towards anybody. In Buddha Sasana, forgiveness is understanding your faults and determining that you are not going to, and understanding and putting an effort not to do these kinds of negative things again. And with that determination in your mind, accept this with the sadhukar.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
So we'll start the discussion, and I think we have got two questions today, two main questions, and we'll move with the discussion, and we might get more questions based on the discussion we have. And it is very the today's two questions are, I think, mainly discuss the core principles again about the core principles of Dhamma. So I'll read the first one, and then we'll go through with the discussion. And this is a question: for something to come true, what I want is not all the causes and condition, but isn't wanting a key cause and condition, like a spark in the oil? In other words, even if wanting is in a million, it doesn't seem to be a small percentage. If a million causes and conditions are met, nothing can proceed unless the 0.00001% wanting, or in other words, wanting condition is met. Last time you briefly explained the 90-10 ratio, but there are still some parts that are confusing. Rather than wanting is all causes and conditions together with wanting a more correct way of thinking, or is this also wrong? So I'll simplify the question. So what is asked in the question is, if you don't have the, now we talk about causes and effects. So we say all the causes need to align together to the effect to be seen, or to the effect to occur. So if we say that wanting is not one of the causes, and if we say wanting should be removed, and if we say that these things are not according to your wanting, you cannot control according to your wanting, and in this question what is asked is, if you don't have if you don't want something in the first place, the effect would not occur. It seems like it is a primary cause in this system. Otherwise there's no wanting. Anyway, the thing would not occur, is the argument here. So if it says that it's only maybe 1 in a million, one of the million causes that contributes to that certain effect, but without that one, even though you have all the causes other than that one in that set of million, or let's say 9,900,000 and 999 causes are there, but that one is needed, otherwise the effect would not occur. So isn't that one of the causes, or isn't wanting a cause for that system, is what is asked. So the thing is, when we are explaining things in English, it becomes very, very hard, because when we discuss something with languages, especially it happens in all the languages. So let's say I tell you sweets. I tell this word sweets to you. Sweets means the sugary, what do you call, a dessert or something like that. Toffees and various kinds of things are there. So what you get in your mind when I say sweets is totally different from what somebody in Sri Lanka gets when I say sweets, because your experiences are different. Because when I say sweets here right now, you might think you might get the sanya. Sanya means the memories that you have. So you have and for this word sweets, you have an experience or a set of experiences towards that word sweets. So when sweets is heard by you, you think within that that area of experience. So you might remember about some sweets items that is found in Korea. So in your small age, in your middle age, you might have tasted, you might have had various types of sweets. So you might remember those. But here, if you say that same word to a person in here, he or she would be thinking about various sweet items that is found here. So yes, in one way you are talking about the same thing, but it is very, very different experiences. So what you perceive when I say the same word is different based on your experience. So it is very hard to communicate, especially since English is foreign for both of us, both the parties. It is very hard to communicate the correct meaning without getting mixed up with other things. That is what happens when we talk about this, when we try to explain the word anicca, since that word anicca is totally a Pali word and a word based on this Buddhist wisdom, or the wisdom in general. So if you try to convert it to another language and try to express it, it is there. Not that it is not there when we are explaining, but whole set of other things are also in that explanation. Because, for example, now wanting has a effort part in it. So if you want something, and if you have this urge or wanting in you, and if you do something, and when you think about it retrospectively, you think, without me wanting it, I wouldn't have done this. That is true, because here when you think about wanting, you are thinking about effort as well. In that word wanting, you have effort also. So I'll use the screen, and Mr. Tushan, can you make me a co-host again? I think I got disconnected again last time.
Sure.
Okay. So the word wanting has, let's say, I'll simplify it like this, has some kind of expectation here, and also effort. So here you have to divide, or you have to simplify this word more, so you get the correct understanding without getting mixed up with other things. So here effort and expectation is there in the word wanting, because I have, if you don't have the wanting, you would say that you would get that idea as if I don't have this wanting, I would not be doing this. Then how does that going to occur automatically? Yes, that is correct. That would not occur, because anicca, it's there in the word, but since the word does not explain the 100% what is meant by anicca, you can get misled by the same explanation. So we'll try to simplify it more. So let's say I'll go with this. So the Four Noble Truths. In Four Noble Truths, you have dukkha, dukkhe jnana, and dukkha samudaya. And nirodha and magga. So this is dukkha samudaya. Dukkha samudaya jnana means, kama tanha, bhava tanha, vibhava tanha. Or in other words, tanha. There are two words here. Tan means attachment. So tanha means attachment to a place, and we'll try to explain this word as well, because when you say the word place, again people would get various ideas. Place means physically a place, a mall, a station, or temple, or something. Place means something, some time, some various ideas can get when I say place. So we'll explain the word place. So place means anywhere, anything is a place. So let's say in time, this is present, this is future, and this is past. This past is a place, present is a place, future is a place, and also something that happens in this past, present, and future. That means rupa, vedana, sanya, sankara, and vijnana. Anything. So here as well as here. So past rupa, past vedana, past sanya, past sankara, and past vijnana. And all I am defining what. Yes, so this everything here we discussed, rupa, vedana, sanya, sankara, vijnana, everything is a place. So attachment to a place. So you saw that bird 2 minutes ago, and it was a very lovely bird, very beautiful, and you got attached. Now that is tanha. Now you are seeing a bird right now, and you are getting attached. You're thinking, wow, this is a beautiful bird. And you are thinking that maybe I'll go bird watching. I'll see many birds like this. And that is tanha for the future. Or attachment to a place. Again, tanha. So that is the cause. This is dukkha samudaya, means cause of dukkha. So we are trying to go in depth and try to understand this whole, understand the meaning of anicca again in a very different way, so that we'll skip, or we'll go around this word wanting and expectation and everything, and still you will be able to understand anicca. Because maybe you can get mixed or misled with these words when we use English in between. So without using these two words, I'll try to explain what is anicca. So again, tanha. So you know that now tanha means attachment to a place, and you know what a place is. So vedana, again, you are feeling, let's say you are there's a toffee in your mouth, and it was 2 minutes ago. You had a toffee in your mouth 2 minutes ago, or let's say 1 hour ago, and you remember that feeling, vedana, and you got attached to that, the old vedana, and you are experiencing vedana right now, or you have a toffee in your mouth right now, and you are attaching to that. And in the future, you are also thinking, maybe I'll buy a bottle of toffee tomorrow because this is so delicious, and you are thinking about it and attaching to the future place in the future. So that is again tanha. So again, sanyas. There are various sanyas. Sanya means, let's say, various forms or various shapes. Sanya, shapes, sound shapes and sound patterns. These patterns give the sanya. When let's say there's a shape, and you identify this shape as your mother. Now that identification comes with sanya. So again, this sanya of mother is something you get attached, again, in the past as well as in the present, and can happen in the future tense, or you are attaching right now, but to something that will be coming. Attachment happens right now. You are not getting attached to something that will happen in the future. You are not getting attached to something in the future, but you are attaching to something that will happen in the future right now. Attachment happens right now to something that will happen in the future. And again, that is the same for past as well. You are getting attached right now to something that happened in the past. Not that you can attach to something other than present, because everything happens in the moment, and the moment is getting deteriorated or ends up in viparinam. So again, now you know vedana and sanya, then sankhara, various sankharas. You might remember about playing something, playing football. That is a sankhara, and in the past and right now, and you doing it in the future. Again, vijnana, the idea of the feeling or consciousness, being conscious about everything, about the feeling, about the sanya, about the rupa, everything. So the conscious, the set of, or the subset in the panchaskandha, which is the area of consciousness, about rupa, rupa, saddha, gandha, rasa, pottabha, and dhamma. So that is also can happen in the future, past, as well as in the present. So these are the places you get attached. So now we'll see what are the two systems that is there in a normal person, a lay person, and what is the single system which is there in a arihat. The difference is, an arihat has only one system, and normal lay people, again, lay means maybe non-Aryas, and also the Aryas, that has not become Arihat yet. Has not become Arihat yet. So they have two systems. And what is the single system in Arihat? And first we'll learn about the two systems here. So one is Dukkha Samudaya, and the other one is the other causes that needs to be fulfilled, or that needs to get aligned for the job to be done. So Dukkha Samudaya results in Dukkha. That means, because when there's Dukkha Samudaya, because this is the cause of Dukkha, the effect, this is the causes here, and this is the effect here. Effect is Dukkha here. This is the whatever the effect you expected. Now we'll go through example here. The expected effect. If this happens, or the other causes, or let's say not other causes, all the causes. All the causes. So all the causes, if they align together, the effect would occur. Expected effect would occur. If Dukkha Samudaya, or again, in other word, attachment. If attachment occurs, that would result in Dukkha. So these both systems are there in a normal person. Only this system, this one, is there in an Arihat. So we'll go through example here. So let's say somebody is, or let's say a monk. There are two monks. One is an Arihat. One is a normal monk that is still practicing his way, or he'll trying to become an Arihat. So the one who is trying to become an Arihat still has Avijja. When you have Avijja, the Avijja means not knowing, ignorance about the Four Noble Truths, and that means the ignorance about Dukkha Samudaya as well. Ignorance about Dukkha Samudaya, Dukkha Nirodha, and Magga. So these are the four ignorances of Avijja. So this person, or the monk, has these things because he has Avidya. So out of Avijja, what happens? Again, you have present, past, and future. So you are here. Always you are here. Now this is just, the time is just moving this way, and you means that things are happening in the present moment. So let's say this monk wanted to go Pindapata. He wanted to find some food, because to complete his Arya pathway, he needs to be fit. So he got attached. So I'll get this much of food in the future. You are attaching to a place here. Attachment to a place. So you are attaching to this, and in your mind you think, I would get this much of food. Now that is attachment, right? So attachment to a place, and that would result in dukkha. Let's see how. Now dukkha would occur. Now the thing is start with fear. What if I did not get anything today? What if nobody offered me anything? I would be hungry. I would be starving. I would feel feel faintish, the dukkha would start with fear. Fear is a dukkha, and this fear does not go away until the effect is fulfilled. So it will be persisting throughout the course of this thing. So now dukkha started, and now attachment to a place would not get you to the effect which is expected. It would not get you to the expected effect. What is getting you to the expected effect? There are maybe millions of causes, but let's simplify it and let's see few. So we need effort. So you need to get up, you need to get your bowl, you need to walk towards these houses and see whether they would offer you food or not. So that is one. So you would be able to walk, you would be able to see the pathway, you would need to be healthy, your nervous system should work to coordinate every move, and there should be people in the houses, there should be nearby houses. There are millions of causes, and if everything comes together, then effect would occur. So all the causes, if all the causes are there, then the effect would occur. So the effect is based on the causes. So does it have anything, this effect, the expected effect, does it has anything to do with this thing? No, because even if you have the attachment to that, or even if you have that idea, will I get any food? Oh, no, you don't have that mindset in you that will I get food, and the idea that instead you have the idea of anicca, which is cannot be controlled according to the expectation. Now that I simplified it in that word, because through everything you would be able to understand now, or filter the word better, in a better way. Now I use the expectation, because here you have expected that you would get food in the future. So that expectation started fear, which is a dukkha. And what if people were not there? What if people actually did not offer anything to you? Then you would be in pain, suffering, lamentation. All the dukkha, the 11 flames of dukkha would start to occur. And it started with fear. And fear is also a dukkha. And this is because you are in your mind, or in your system, inside the system, there's this ideology that you can control according to expectation. If something tries to go wrong, you're trying to change it with the idea of expectation. Now effort and expectation needs to be separated. They are two vastly different things, because when something is trying to go wrong, putting effort to change it is one thing, but expecting it to change only because you put effort is another thing. You think effort is expectation. You think sankhara is according to your expectation, but sankhara is also not according to expectation. You might not be able to change the way. Let's say you are walking to that home, and you think and a dog comes in front of you, or a vehicle comes towards you, and you are thinking, now I'll meet with an accident, I have to change the direction, and I have to get away from this vehicle as soon as possible. But at that same point, what if you would not be able to, you weren't able to do it. What if you are locked, or let's say you are having a neurological breakdown or something, still you would meet with the next accident. And this is very very fine details now we are talking about. So when you are trying to get away from that situation, if effort was one of the causes, because if you did not put any effort, I don't care what happens. May the needed thing, may the fate talks itself, or may what is going to happen, what is going to happen will happen. So I don't care. That kind of a mindset would not give that cause, which is effort. And anyway, since there's no effort, the expected outcome would not occur. So that person would meet with the accident anyway. So instead, if you try to put effort, but without the expectation that would occur 100%, that might not. Hetum paticca sambhutam. That might not. This phrase is explained very well by Hetum paticca sambhutam, Hetu bhanga nirujjati. If all the causes align together, the effect would occur. If any of the, or if even one of the causes did not happen or align, then effect would not occur. That is the key explanation of this whole thing. Everything is explained. All the Tripitaka, all the sermons of Supreme Buddha, everything is explained with that simple word or simple phrase. So hetum paticca sambhutam, hetu bhanga nirujjati. So that effect is one of the effort. So that effort is one of the causes which gives out the effect. So that person got out of the road, jumped out of the road to avoid the accident. And what did he think? I did that. I did that because I can. Because I can. I am. So that is what the problem is. So it is not that you were able to do that. It is not that how would I say it? It is not that your expectation did that. It is the aligning of causes did the job. So that is the difference between the first system and the second system. The first system here, the first system is this. The second system is this. The first system is also creating something. So there should be an effect for any cause. So the single cause, which is Dukkha Samudaya, which is attachment, would result in the single effect, which is Dukkha. And many millions and billions of causes align together to give out the expect. So this is the difference between the two individuals, Arihats and non-Arihats. So the thing is, when it comes to non-Arihats, again, Arya can be Arya or lay people, they cannot differentiate, they cannot separate these two, because these two systems are very much acts like one, or they are very entangled together. So you cannot differentiate which is which. That is the hardest part. That is the ignorance. You are not being able to differentiate what is creating dukkha and what is creating the effect. So you don't know hetum paticca sambhutam, hetu bhanga nirujjati. Because hetum paticca sambhutam, hetu bhanga nirujjati explains this. Not knowing that creates this. That is the difference. So that is why you need to understand the reality to get rid of this, or get rid of avijja. Reality eliminates avijja and explains how actually things are done. So if we don't know how things are done, we would think, yes, I did that. I was able to do it. If I wanted, I could do it. If I don't want to do that, then I cannot. I would be able not to do it. That is the idea that you would get. But in reality, it is all the causes aligning together, doing something, not causes not aligning together, not doing the effect. For example, if you know the knee jerk, there's something in medicine called knee jerk. What they do is they hit the hit just below the kneecap in a flexed knee, and the knee would get extended without your effort, as well as your let's say your control. The better word is control. Without your control, your leg would get extended when the tendon is stimulated, or it is when it is when pressure is applied on the tendon. So that is called knee jerk. So here you can actively think and extend your knee. I am extending my knee. So you extend your knee because all the other causes were aligning along with effort. Effort plus all the other causes, result is extended knee. And here you apply expectation. My leg should, or in this timeline, again, think about the timeline here. So in this here in the future, you think about a extended knee in the future and get attached to that extended knee in the future. So attachment to a place, which is tanha. So there's tanha to a knee, extended knee. What if you get a stroke on the point, on that same moment, you get a stroke in the left side and you are not able to lift your leg? Now expectation ends up in disappointment because you cannot lift your leg now. Now you are suffering because of that. And let's say that person was having this, what do you call, a stroke for several days, and after several days some people gets better, and the doctor says, if you are able to lift this leg or extend the knee, extend at the knee, then you would be you might getting you might getting better. So now you get attached again to the future, which is an extended knee in the future, maybe in 2 seconds, which is again in the future. So you are trying to extend it and you are thinking, may it get extended again. Your expectation is to get this leg extended. So you are in fear. What if it did not extend? What if I would not be able to get recovered from this stroke? So again, it starts with fear. You know it or you don't know it, it starts with fear when you have expectations. So sometimes it is very mild, so you don't recognize, but when you put it into a special occasion like this, like the example that we just explained, then you would be able to understand, yes, I have the fear, whether will I actually be able to extend my knee. So you are not, let's say you are not having the expectation, you're not having that idea of I can I can control this knee joint according to my expectation, and you extend the knee without that, with the idea hetum paticca sambhutam hetu bhanga niruchyate. So it gets extended and you don't have a problem. You don't feel a special achievement there, because you know when it is like a machine, when all the things, when it's like let's say it's like you put wheels and everything are inside. So they are working, and the time is shown in the dial. So there's nothing to be happy about that, because causes are aligning, giving the effect. And there's nothing to be sad about the opposite. Causes are not aligning, so no effect. So that is the difference. So this person, the opposite, let's discuss the opposite as well. So this person don't want to extend the leg, but somebody comes and with a knee hammer and hits on the tendon at the lower part of the knee, and the leg automatically gets extended because the effort is created, nerves are activated, and signals are sent to the muscles get contracted, and the leg is leg is extended. So now the expectation is the opposite, which is not to extend the knee, because somebody says, if you extend this leg, I'll kill you. So this person is he's afraid of his life, so he don't want to extend the leg, and somebody comes and hits him with a knee hammer, and the leg gets extended, again suffering. So you have to know that expectation here did not play any role, except it created dukkha. So the result is dukkha. Other than dukkha, there was nothing. So that's why we say everything is anicca, because if you don't know this, dukkha would occur. So everything is interconnected again. So that is the two systems in normal people. So you would be, this is getting deeper. I mean, when you think it in a deeper level, yes, you would be able to understand it in a very, very superficial level again right now. But when you are thinking it in a deeper level, you would see the mirage, you would see the wheel of fire, or circle of fire, which is created by the ball of fire. You have to go in depth, and you'll be able to see that. So a ball of fire, or Avijja, creating this ability of us to do certain things, which is, again, we can see that everybody can talk what they want, everybody can go where they want. In a superficial way, if we see if we experience, or if we look at the world, we would see that people are doing what they want. But that is the mirage, that is the water that is actually not there, which is created by an illusion, which is why we call it a mirage. So just like a mirage, we see and we experience this ability of us to do certain things. Yes, it is there. See, I am talking, and I since I am not an Arihat, I feel like I am able to do what I am able to express what I want. But when I think about it in a deep understand, if you have seen it, if you have seen the reality, you would be able to understand it is not the case, but you feel something else, but you understand something else. There's this vipallasa. It is called vipallasa. Your ditti vipallasa is gone, but the sanya vipallasa and chitta vipallasa is still there. So your ditti, or the vision, is totally different from what you perceive. And you know that this perception is wrong. This perception is not the correct perception. You know that, but still you feel, you get that perception. See that the person would understand, a Sotapanna person would understand this, that this is not suitable. It is not suitable to take it as me, mine, or my soul, or something as valuable as my soul. So this idea would be there, and that person would preach another person, saying that it is not suitable to take this as me, or mine, or my soul. But again, when somebody comes with a knife to kill that person who told that this is not suitable to say, take as me, my soul, that the same person would start running. Don't kill me would come to his mind. But an Arihat would not do that, because his both Chitta Vipallas and Sanya Vipallas are gone. But the thing is, what the experience of a Sotapanna at Sotapanna or Sakadagami or Anagami level is different from actually what you perceive. So perception, there's a mismatch in perception and understanding, or the wisdom. So that is what is removed in the pathway when you practice the Magga. So here again, we'll come back to the original question. So wanting, when you think about the word wanting, you automatically, there's this fraction of effort embedded in that word, which should be separated to understand the real meaning. So wanting means you want that thing. That is wanting. Not that you are acting on that thing. That needs to be done. Otherwise, the effect would not occur. Again, the better word would be expectation, I would say. Expectation is far more, what do you call, nearer, or it is very it is better than using wanting, because it explains or emphasizes the meaning in a better way. So expectation is better than wanting in explaining anicca. So cannot control according to the expectation. Then how it is actually controlled? By all the causes except expectation, because what is controlled by expectation? So what is the result of expectation? Which is dukkha. We told it. Dukkha Samudaya Jnana is attachment. So you get attached. So this attachment, when tanha happens, expectation is right there when tanha happens, because you wanted to see that bird again, which is expectation. You want to keep seeing this bird again and again, which is again expectation. So that you are thinking about the bird that you saw in the past, and you are getting this idea, will I be able to see that bird again? Expectation. So if you get this, if you change that idea to, I would be able to see that bird again if all the causes align. I don't have anything else or any say in this other than that. That would be understanding about anicca. So that would not create that part of dukkha in you. So this is what I wanted to tell you. So that now what is there in an arihat? So we did not talk about the arihat. So in an arihat, you would still have the second system, which is this one here. So you'd have that system. So again, we'll get to the original example, which is going for Pindapata. So the arihat would be feeling hungry. So he gets this idea to his mind, I should, because depending on the past experience, he gets this idea, I should go and have some food. And the normal way to do that is going on Pindapata. And you would put effort to do that. And and in this whole scenario, he has the wisdom, Hetum paticca sambhutang hetu bhanga nirujjati. So there's no expectation in doing this. If everything occurs, then the effect would occur. If that did not happen, I don't care. Still, I don't care would not be what he would be thinking. Again, it would not be a problem for him, because he's not attached that he should get food today. It is, he knows that the world does not work in that way. It is, you cannot think that way, that you should get food somehow, because if all the causes align, the food would come to the plate. If all causes did not align, even if one of the causes did not align, food would not come to the plate and you would be starving. Again, That is what is wrong about this world. It is anicca, and you would be in constant suffering. So this everything, the effort that we put is to get rid of this suffering moment by moment. That means in the present moment, when you have something suffering, your aim, your goal, and your whole mission is to get rid of that suffering. And this happens all the time. So in the next second, you would be trying to get rid of the sufferings that you have in your system, and in the next in the next minute, in the next hour, in the next day, the same thing would happen. But sometimes things go south, sometimes things go right. When things go south, you think you did not do or you did not do correct, or you did not put good effort. You are lazy. You did not. You could do that. You could have done that, but somebody ruined it. Or I could have done it because I didn't have the proper courage. So you'd have something, some explanation to that, some way of thinking, so that you can blame on somebody or blame on yourself for the thing, for the effect, for not occurring the effect. But in reality, it was all the causes. Now the putting blame is because you are in pain. You are putting blame on yourself or your others, or whatever the non-living object is, because you are in pain. You would see when this is understood correct fully, I mean the level of Arihat, nobody is wrong and nobody is responsible for the things that happens to you. It is because of karmic energy. It is because of sankara. It is because of vijnana. It is because of avijja. This is because of causes, not because of the illusion that is created by the causes. It is because of the causes that these things happen that way. You did not get that promotion. You did not get the good sum of money. You got robbed. You got hurted. You got scolded, because not because they are bad people, not because they can control their things according to their expectation, and they choose to scold at you. It is not that. They scolded you because all the causes were created to get an angry mind, and the angry mind, it is vijnana, angry vijnana, created angry namarupa, and created angry salayatana, created angry passa, and ultimately created an angry jati. And the result of angry jati is angry things coming out of the mouth, and maybe acting violently. And that is a cause and effect system occurring only because of the karmic energy that you have created in the past, coming at you, right back at you, just like a boomerang, through that person. Of course, through that person. Through that person means through that set of causes and effects, through that paticcasamuppada in simple. So that is how this works. In an arihat, back to the arihat. So arihat would be going again on pindapata, but he would not be having that expectation. So he would be standing in front of a house, did not get anything, and he knew hetum paticcasamuppada, hetu bhanga nirujjati. So to the next house, still nothing. And he went to 20 houses, got nothing, and came back and was okay with that. Yes, he's starving. He's suffering because of the starvation. But no, not mentally, just physically. But the difference with the normal people, normal person is, he also went like that, 20 houses, got nothing, and from first house to second house, the suffering, the vexation and everything is soka parideva dukkha domana supayasa is increasing, not decreasing. So you enter the first house, nothing. Maybe I'll get something in the next house. Okay, so I'll walk. That's fine. So you get to the next house, nothing. Now the suffering, the vexation amplifies or the multiplies. It might multiplies to a level that you cannot bear. Maybe in the third house I'll get something, and you wait extra time now, because in the third house maybe I'll get something. Again nothing, and you went to all the 20 houses and you got nothing, and the amount of pain and suffering, actually now you don't feel the pain of, at that point you don't feel the pain of starvation, pain of hunger. Instead, it is clouded with mental suffering, which is, you did not get anything. Why did I not get anything? I would be spending whole day now with nothing. So now you are thinking about sufferings that you have not still encountered. Maybe you would die in the next second and you would not experience any of that, but still you are thinking about the future. That person is thinking about the future and experiencing the pain and suffering which you will be getting in the future right now, because you are thinking about it, because you are attached. You basically was attached to the future, which is a bowl full of food, and this did not occur, and that created immense suffering. And this is what Supreme Buddha has explained. So if you don't have that mindset, you'd be free. Again, there's nothing to do about the starvation. If you have not given, if that person has not given, even if he is an Arihat, if he has not offered alms, he is not created causes in the past, the effect or the relevant causes not get aligned, and the effect would not occur, and he would be starving. And there are stories like that in the Tripitaka as well. Arihats have starved, and there's one Arihat who only had a meal at his last day of life, because he has done maybe something negative karma. So there were individuals like that. So the thing is, this world is full of suffering, and you have to see it with wisdom. So since you have no control over or the expectation, or the thing is full of anicca, or everything is full of anicca, you're helpless. If the starving thing happens, and there's and it cannot be, there are no causes for you to change it. That means you have not done any positive karma, any positive thing, positive deed, so that it can help to overcome the situation. If there's no such thing as well, then you would be suffering, and you would not have any remedy as well. You'd have to suffer again, just like in hell. So if you go to the hells, and you'd be suffering, there would not a person that would come to your help, and you'd be suffering immensely for extended periods of time. And that is the reality. But the thing is, in human world, we see this illusion a lot, and we think that we are able to control according to expectation, or can do things with the mentality of, we are trying to do things with the mentality of Nitya Sukhatha Subha, and we end up suffering. So I hope this is understood. And I think the second question also explains, or has a part, has So the second question also is connected to this one. If you have questions about this one, please put that into the chat. And we'll go through the second question. And that is, we delude ourselves that we can control our body or other things. How this kind of delusion arises? I think these are connected. So we conclude ourselves that we can control our body or other things. How this kind of delusion arises? So we'll get back to the screen. So we think that we feel that we can control these things, especially when it comes to our mind, when it comes to our body, and the external world might give you other experiences, but especially the mind and body. That is why. So let's say this is a person here and this is mind and body together. This entity has the delusion, level of illusion, level of deception in this level, which is mind and body, is unbelievable. You cannot find a fault, loophole, very hard to find. Only a mind with wisdom would be able to find the defect of this mentality, avijja mentality. But when it comes to other things, my family, my house, my job, my other things, and there are various my things all around. So me, this is me, and this is all the other things here. This is mine. When it comes to things which belongs to me, which is mine, so in a finer understanding, in a very soft, let's say detailed understanding, you would say that everything is mine. Not me is actually a illusion, because it is my hand. Though we called it mind and body, we decided here in this explanation that mind and body is me and all the other things are mine. But in reality, everything is mine, because there's this me is an illusion that is created by avijja. See, my hand, my head, my eyes, my legs, these are all mine. And my mind is also mine. So where's me actually? Now we cannot find me. The thing is, when everything comes together, just like this ball of fire creating a ring of fire, you see me. When everything comes together, rupa, vedana, sanya, sankara, vijnana, acting in sync. Sorry about that. So synchronization creates me. So for this explanation, we'll say mind and body is me, and the other things which are around you are mine. So my job, my car, my family. So you will get the family. You have two children. One is listening to you, what you are telling. He's obeying. She is obeying, and the other one is not obeying what you say, and he is not an obedient person. The first one is obedient. The second one is not obedient. So at that level, you would see a little bit of anicca. But the thing is, when you see anicca, you have to see, because all the things are anicca. Because people see that some things are not according to your control, so I'll get away from these things, and I'll get closer to the things that can be controlled by me. So that is why you have friends closer to you and enemies away from you, because enemies cannot be controlled according to expectation. Friends can be, because they ask, they listen to you, they decide, they listen, and they change their activity or their behavior according to your expectation. Sometimes that happens. So you like to hang around that people. So that is the difference. So you'd like to get away from your enemies, or the ones who do not like to, and the ones who disappoint you. That means your expectation was not met. That is disappointment. So that happens. So the thing is, you can see anicca to a level, certain level, but even though we say anicca means sabbe sankhara anicchati. So you have to see it for everything. If not, you have not seen anicca, because even if you feel that even one thing in this whole universe is not anicca, then still you have not understood anicca correctly. Because only if you understand it 100%, that 100% of things in this world are of anicca, then only you have understood anicca. Because that one thing which is nature would be keeping you in this world, because you would be getting attached to that place, and you would be staying in that place. You can try to stay in that place, but it is also anicca. So let's say neva sanya na sanya is a arupa dhyana state. So arupavachara dhyana state. So in that state, you would say that is the niche place. If you have that mentality, one day you'd get to that state, but you'd not be able to attain nibbana, because you still have one attachment. You have to get rid of all the attachment. For that to happen, you have to see all the things are of nature. Otherwise, you would not be able to do that. So that is saying that the things outside you, which is my things, my house, my family, my job, my other things, they are of anicca nature, and sometimes it is experienced as well. So that is why it is easy to start with the external world when you are practicing Dhamma, not applying it to the core of your mind. Just try to apply it to the external world. See how the things are of anicca nature when it comes to the external world. Person has met with an accident. He did not want it to happen, but it happened. So I did not want my child to act this way, but it happened. So you wanted something, but it did not happen as you expected, the way you expected. So because again, we have talked about this until now. So it is because we know that it is due to hetum paticca sambhutang hetu bhanga nirujjati. So that is very well seen in the external world. But what happens when it comes to the mind and body? The thing is, our body and mind intensifies this illusion. So there are no loopholes, very less amount of loopholes when it comes to our body, for example. So from the day one, let's say from the day we can remember, that means from very early age, our body acted according to our expectation. If you think about it, if you wanted to lift your hand, if you wanted to walk, if you wanted to talk, if you wanted to blink, if you wanted to do whatever the thing, you are able to do that. There are very finer, very insignificant instances that you might have experienced that you are not able to do that, but most of your experience is that you are able to do that. And that intensifies the avijja. So you have now the question asks here, I think the question it says, why do we have this a sense of control, or why do we feel like that? Because when we have a vision, when we have a ditthi means a way of seeing, or when we have a specific way of seeing at the world, then when all the experiences that we have also aligns with that, then there's a problem. Then our vision, or our ideology becomes stronger and stronger. For example, let's say there's a tree in your garden, and you think there's a deity in this tree. So there's this god attached to this tree, and you think that if I ask, or if I wish something, it might come true. And this is your vision. You have not fully understood that, you are not enlightened and seen that god in the tree, but there's a big tree at your house, and everybody is also saying that this is a very old tree and there's a god in it, and if you ask from the god and from that tree, things would come true. So what you do is, you would offer things to the tree, and you would make a wish, and maybe due to a coincidence, that wish come true. Now what happens to that vision of yours? It becomes strengthened. You make a second wish, still that also comes true, maybe because of no reason, because it is maybe due to a coincidence. Again, third one, fourth one, you do 100 wishes and still it comes true. Now that idea cannot be removed from your mind. You are 100% sure that this tree has a god in it, or another being that higher being, which can change things, who can do things for you, which can get things done. So that would be embedded in your mentality. So just like that, when you have this idea of avijja in you, and when the experiences that you have supports that viewpoint of avijja, you always get tricked, and you always get get deceived by that. So the thing is, for the external world, the experience is not that powerful. So you are able to understand understand this problem going through examples in day-to-day life, especially the external world. But when you are trying to do that, you would be able to understand the pattern. Then only you would be able to understand, yeah, my body is also like that. But the level of delusion is so high. In the first instance, I could not understand that. So there are very, very special occasions that you are able to understand that. And for example, you met with an accident, you had a stroke, you are not able to move your body because you are faintish. You have, let's say you are drunk, and you cannot walk in a straight line. So your body is not obeying what you want to do. So that at that point, you would be able to understand that this is also not according to a will. Because let's say your body is doing whatever it wants. Let's say another living being, or a sentient being, which is maybe a preta, or another non-human, attaches to your body and gets the control of your body. And then you would not feel that you are able to control this body according to your expectation. So that is, you would feel that now somebody has the ability to control your body according to their expectation. Still, the expectation part is not gone. You simply feel that everybody can control their bodies according to their expectation, But somehow somebody has taken my ability, and they have taken that control out of me, and now they are controlling according to their expectation. The reality is nobody could do that according to their expectations. Thing is, that is the illusion of avijja. So that is increasing when it comes to body. When it comes to mind, that is at the highest level, because when you want to think, let's say, think about your country, think about your parents, think about your siblings or children, you instantly can do it. There's very less amount of instances that you have in your life that you are not able to do something in your mind that you wanted. If you want to think about the solar system right now, you would be able to do that. But there are instances that also becomes false. So these are very rare instances, and at these instances, most of the time you don't have this mindset to think about these things. So it just gets missed. So for example, let's say your loved one has died, one of the loved ones, very, very dearest person has died, and you are in the verge of getting unconscious. That much of suffering is experienced by you at that point. Now, if that person is in that kind of a pain and suffering, so you get faintish at some point, and you are in a semi-conscious state because of the so much grief that you have because you have lost somebody. So in that state, somebody comes and asks, "Can you think about solar system?" You would not be able to do that. Can you add 100 plus 50? Still, you might not be able to do that, because it is because of causes that you are able to. If you have a clear mind, if you have that background for your mind to execute properly or process, then the the act of processing can be done. And since you have that ideology, just like you had, just like in the example that the person has this ideology that there's a god in the tree. Since you have this ideology that you can control according to the expectation, all the what you call all the experiences that you have aligns with the ideology. So the ideology or the viewpoint or the vision becomes stronger and stronger, and it becomes unbreakable. It is how this world, it is just like a circle. So you have the vision here, and you have the experiences, and these experiences support in a positive way. So this increases the avijja increases, because the experience, the illusion is so high. You would not have this vision if everything is contradictory to your vision. So just like, let's say, people can fly. Is a vision that you have. You think that is a ditthi, that you think people are beings, or humans are beings that can fly, and you get zero evidence that vision or that idea would not become stronger day by day. But what if everybody is able to fly? You see a person flying. Yeah, what I thought was right. So you go outside and you see you see 10 people flying, and you see your idea becomes strengthened. And after some time, let's say you experiment, or you do research, and you find that 70 or 90%, or let's say 70% of people can fly, only 30% cannot. And you would automatically, because your ideology or your vision or that ditthi has become so strong, you would think the default is flying and the other 30% is having a disease or a problem with them. That's why they cannot fly. You would never think that 30% is the normal people. Actually, the 70% is abnormal, because that is not how the world works, because experiences are what fuels these visions. That is why we need to practice Satipatthana, Kayanupassana, Vedananupassana, Chittanupassana, and Dhammanupassana. That would break the illusion and give you the correct perspective of the world. So you are seeing and you are dividing things and seeing. Yes, there's nothing to get attached to this. There's just Apo, Tejo, Ayo, and Patavi. That waypoint would break that illusion and give you the real idea. And that would fuel, or that would make, and that would develop, or that would fuel again this Samma Ditthi, not the Miccha Ditthi, not the Avijja, but Samma Ditthi would be getting stronger and stronger when you do that. That's why it is said Satipatthana needs to be practiced, because default is not the correct. We need to change the default. Then only we would be able to understand that this world is a total illusion. So that illusion, until you see that, the Sanya Vipallasa would not go away, Chitta Vipallasa would anyway not go away. So you'd have seen the reality, but to confirm it, or to seal the deal, you need to complete the Satipatthana, which is seeing the reality through the illusion. Because default is the illusion. Default is the delusional way of seeing. That needs to be changed actively. So I hope that is the answer for the two questions that you have sent to the WhatsApp chat. Do you have any other questions regarding these two questions that we have discussed, or anything that you want to discuss about? Because we have about 30 minutes today. Yes, this question, I think, but one is in Korean. Maybe that is the one which is translated to English in the next text. I'll read it. When I usually work in the park for an hour, I am not when I usually walk in the park for an hour, I am not walking on my own initiative. I can only walk because all the courses are equipped. This is reality. So existence is not worth clinging to. Existence is not worth clinging to. Is that right view? So the thing is, consciousness. When you are walking in the park, it is right. I am not walking. You have allowed, there's these two ends. One is what you call, one is nothing. One end is nothing, one end is everything. So both two ends are wrong. You have to get into the middle path, which is you have to see the illusion, and that means you have to see the mechanism of how this is working. Otherwise, if you do not see the mechanism, you would either go to the nothing, end of nothing, or end of everything, especially end of nothing. Because when we are walking, we feel that we have, it is according to our, we are walking, let's say, we are walking to our home. So we premeditate that we are walking to our home. So maybe we have 2 hours of 2 kilometers to walk, and we start in the park, and we decide that we are going home, and we are giving the command for our body to go towards the home. And after doing that, we are thinking about something else. Now we are thinking about the let's say dinner, and tomorrow work and research and whatever it is. You are thinking about other things, and people walking by, birds flying, everything. You are thinking about some things other than walking towards home. So since our mind is a very, very complex tool or a complex equipment, we feel like we can do several things at the same time, but it is because of this mind's processing power. So it processes that working part as well, while processing your thought processes, seeing. That means everything is not processed at the same time. Everything is processed individually. But since the speed is very high, that illusion, again, it's an illusion. You feel like you are one complete whole being that can do several things at the same time. But the reality is, it is not how that works. It is just an illusion. So in the question, you have initiated walking, and now it is acting according to causes. Again, the initiation is also a cause. If you haven't initiated it, you would not have walked in the first place. You again, the spark in the oil, it was started, and now it is just like, let's say, there's this. If you might have seen, you might not have seen. There are these what do you call it, engines that are started using human strength. That means maybe there are some engines, you have this lever to be pulled, and that gets started. And there's this rotator. In old engines, you have this key that you put to the engine, and you are rotating it in a speed, and you are rotating, giving force, so the engine starts. So just like that, you start the engine, and that needs a effort. And when that effort is put, engine is started. You are not going to put effort after that. That means that kind of effort is not put again. Again, you are putting effort to the working. Otherwise, the working would not happen. Again, you feel like it is not done consciously, because you are consciously paying attention to something else, but everything is happening in the mind. So it is what you are saying is right, but I feel I wanted to explain it a little bit more, so you would not go to these two ends. Nothing end means you get to the idea that you cannot control anything, so you don't do anything. Whatever happens would happen. Whatever happen will happen. So I'm not going to do anything. It's one end. The other end is we cannot do. The other end is we have to do everything, which is the Nicca Sukha Supén. That means you are trying to control in one end, and the other end you are not trying to control, but it is due to the wrong idea that there's no me. That means there's one end is there's me, mine, and myself. The other end is there's no me, there's nothing that belongs to mine, or that there's nothing that belongs to me, and there's no soul. Both are two ends. How that there's no me becomes an end, the wrong end? Because when you have that idea, there's no me, or there are no things that belongs to me, there are or there's no soul, then you would not that person would not mind doing unwholesome deeds. You would not mind killing people, hurting, stealing, doing whatever they want. They would not think about sufferings, consequences, because there's no me. Then why do I care? Still again a version of Avijja. But it feels like it's the correct way, but it is not. It is worse than the other one. Everything is a better end. These are, again, if I want to get technical, if you want to get if you want to get a little bit technical, one is called Sassata Ditthi, one is called Uccheda Ditthi. Uccheda Ditthi is the nothing end. Sassata Ditthi is the everything end. So you don't go to both ends, you are going to the middle pathway, which is called cause and effect. It is called Patisampada. You are seeing the mechanism. When you see the mechanism, you will see, yes, why do we say that there's no me, no mine, no my soul? Because it is not suitable to say that, because it is not how it operates. There's a totally different way of operation, and that is called Patisampada. You know the Patisampada, and you know how it happens. That is not so superficial. That is a deep concept that you have. When you understand the deep concept, you would not go to that silly end of nothing or silly end of everything. So that is what is understood. So as a statement, there's no problem here. When I usually work in the park, I am not working initiative. Yes, but we have the initiative. We have the idea that we are going home. Not that we are thinking about it every second, but again, with the example, we have given the force to, there's oil and we have started the spark. Without starting the spark, there's no light and there's no fire. So the spark is needed. There's initiative, but you're not felt it all the time. Yes, again, I can only work because all the causes are equipped. Yes. This is reality. So yeah. Now the thing is, after this, there's something important that should come. So I can only work because all the causes are equipped. So because of that, everything in this world is like that. So there's no what do you call? It is not correct, or it is not valuable, or it is not meaningful is a better word. It is not meaningful trying to change that. So if everything works according to this principle, then then it is nothing meaningful trying to change that, because we cannot. So there's no point in clinging, because clinging itself is trying to change. So this is like a river from future, or the string or the spring which starts from the mountain, becomes a river, ends up in ocean. Ocean is the past, ocean of past, and the river is the present, and the starting point of the river is the beginning of the future. It is how the causes are getting aligned, and a river is being created. and you cannot stop the river. It is constantly flowing to the ocean. What if you get attached to one point in the river? I like this moment. I like this status of this river right now. You would end up in instant regret because you cannot stop that river at that point. It will be constantly moving towards the ocean, making you disappointed. So when you understand that, why should I get attached to that kind of a thing? Because there's no way, 0% possibility for you to achieve that. So when you have 0% ability to achieve something and still you are trying to achieve it, that is a way to suffer. So that is the correct view. That is the right view. So I'll add I added something to this. So this is correct, and you have to understand it more and in a deeper level. So there's another question I have got curious about: how can we cultivate Virya Indriya more effectively, Thero? I used to rely on Marananusati, but I guess there is more critical guidance to cultivate Virya Indriya beyond my way. So this Indriya, so Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, Panya, they are individual Indriya, but they act in unison. They act together to give a better effect. It's just like 5 train compartments with engines, of course. Let's say 5 train engines, and this is the Aryattangika Magga, which is the train pathway. The train track is the Aryattangika Magga, and you have these 5 train engines which are connected together, and you are going towards the Nibbana. The pathway is going towards Nibbana. So each engine contributes to the whole train. So there are 5 trains. Some engines are powerful, some engines are not so powerful, and some engines are sometimes blocked, and it drags the flow of the other engines. So let's say one has a brake bind, or the brake is blocked, or there's brake applied in one engine. So that engine is not supporting at all for the journey, and instead it is having a negative effect. So you have to know what is your strength, what Indriya is your strength. That is totally personal, and nobody can tell except the Supreme Buddha that what Indriya is more strengthened in you. Maybe you also sometimes get deceived with your experience. You think that this is my Indriya, but and with other experiences you change it. No, maybe I have this Indriya better. This Indriya is more maybe this Indriya is more powerful in me. Maybe that Indriya is more powerful in me, and you sometimes change that also after some time. So it changes with the experience. So, but you have a general idea that I am maybe this type of a person. So you have Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, Panya. So here Saddha is the idea, or the let's say understanding about the understanding or the wisdom about this Arya Dhamma with logic, we can say. Just not blind faith, but this is understanding about Buddha Dhamma Sangha. And you get when you get this rapport, or let's say when you get this total belief might not be the correct word, but I cannot think of a correct word here. So when you get this belief based on evidence, basically. Belief based on evidence is that is better explanation of Saddha. So when you have that, you would be able to do that. Let's say you will be able to initiate, and you would be able to give a force to for your Indriya, which is Virya Indriya. You would be thinking in this way. You would be thinking, Supreme Buddha explained this Dhamma, and I am 100% sure that it is correct because I have experienced it to a certain extent. So they have attained Nibbana. So I should also somehow try to end this and attain Nibbana. So that is Saddha Indriya helping Virya Indriya. So these are helped interconnected. They are interconnected. So the Virya Indriya is again the effort you put. So when you have Virya Indriya, when there's the Virya Indriya is more powerful, you become a person who can put good effort. So most of the time they become people who meditate, because meditation needs practice. Meditation needs effort. So there are three types of people. Initially, before understanding Arya Dhamma, or let's say the Sotapanna stream enterer are of two types. One is called Shraddha. One is called Saddhanupassi, and the second one is called Dhammanupassi. Saddhanupassi and Dhammanupassi. One is coming with belief, with of course evidence. The other one is coming with actually seeing the Dhamma, with wisdom. So they are the enterers. This is how you enter. One is coming with belief, one is coming with actually seeing it. So they become three after that. That is called Seka. So Seka is after Sotapanna, or from Sotapanna to Arihat Magga. So these are Dittapatha, Shraddha Vimukta, and also there's this Kaya Sakhi. So these are the three individuals. And you know there are three individuals, which is Saddha Adhika, Virya Adhika, and Prajna Adhika. Now these three are explained with the words that I explained. Dittapatha means Prajna Adhika. Saddha Vimukta is Saddha Adhika. And the Kaya Sakhi is Virya Adhika. So Kaya Sakhi means Dhyana, as this is the pathway of Ubato Vimukta, which is Cheto Vimukta and plus Prajna Vimukta. So here, when you practice the Arya Dhyanas, when you do meditation, especially, it needs a lot of effort. So they like to put effort. They like to apply force and they apply effort and achieve something. The Prajnadhikami is he has, not that he does not have this effort in his system, but his Panya Indriya is more powerful, so it feels easier. Now I think we have another question. I read that also, so I can explain that, because I am getting to that right now. How do I recognize what is weak and what is strong among the five Indriya? So this is how. So when you are able to, when you are putting effort, when you are trying to complete the Arya pathway, when you are practicing the Arya pathway, you feel more comfortable with sometimes meditation and putting effort and everything. Sometimes you feel comfortable doing vipassana, doing and trying to apply these things in day-to-day life, and trying to see. Or dittapatha, ditta means see, dittapatha means achieving something by seeing it. So that is dittapatha. So you are achieving the goal just by seeing, with wisdom, of course. So that is dittapatha. So when you try to just apply the thing in that moment, at that point, and try to try to develop wisdom. So that is the tapata. Saddha Vimukta just try to stick to the plan given by Supreme Buddha. He practices Vinaya. He practices the pathway by practicing Shiksha, practicing Vinaya, and he never steps out of that. If the causes are created, even if you know it or not, even if you want it or not, the effect would occur. That is the principle. So since Supreme Buddha knows all the causes that needs to be aligned, and he has preached that, if you practice that with, of course, the understanding of what is anicca, dukkha, anatta, initial understanding is very needed, and after that you believe the triple gems, you act on what is needed. You do what is needed. That is Shraddha Mukta, and you will end up getting Arihat. So that is Shraddha Indriya. The second one is Virya Indriya. Third one is Dittapata, which is Panya Indriya. So these are the three. And at the end, you will achieve two, which is either you would become Prajna Vimukta or Bhata Vimukta with both. So these are the Asekas or Arihats. So this is the system that we have. These are the types of people that we encounter when it comes to Arihat, Aryas, of course. So how to develop this Indriya, Samadhi. So we went from Saddha, Virya, then there's Sati Indriya, and there's Samadhi Indriya, then there's Prajna Indriya. I think we have already talked about Panya Indriya and Samadhi Indriya. Now we have Sati Indriya as well. The thing is, Sati, Virya, and Samadhi work together. These three things work together. For example, we have this eightfold pathway, which is Ariyatanga Magga. Ariyatanga Magga has 8 parts, and the first is Samma Ditthi and Samma Sankappa. With Samma Ditthi and Samma Sankappa, only a person becomes Sotapanna. That means this is needed, and this is Panya. This is the initial level of Panya. Panya, Sila, Samadhi, Panya is the order. So initially you should have Panya. Initially you should listen to Dhamma from a Kalyana Mitta and open your eyes of wisdom, which is called Panya, initial Panya. So initial Panya means Samma Ditthi and Samma Sankappa. This is another way of explaining the Ariyatanga Magga. There are millions of ways of explaining it. We also don't understand it fully, and nobody would be able to other than a Supreme Buddha would be able to understand it fully, but we are able to understand to the level of an Arihat when we go there. So the thing is, these explanations can be done. Only Samma Ditthi can explain everything. Sometimes if explanation is done in that way, Samma Ditthi is the only thing that you need to achieve. There are sutras in Tripitaka like that. You just need that Samma Ditthi. And in another sutta it says you just need Samma Sankappa, and this list goes on. And in other explanations it says it is integrated, all the 8 is integrated, and a comprehensive explanation is given. And in some few clusters, the eightfold pathway is divided into clusters. Here now I am explaining that kind of a pathway, which is Prajna, Sila, Samadhi, Panya. So Panya means Samma Ditthi, Samma Sankappa, and the second one is Sila, which is Samma Sankappa, Samma Vacha, Kammanta, and Ajiva. Sila means the purification of my body and words, which is language and thinking. What is called talking and acting. These are purified. Also, so initial opening the eyes of wisdom would purify your bodily actions as well as your use of words. So that would lead to Prajna, Sila, and then Samadhi. Samadhi has 3 parts, which is Samma Sati, Samma Vayama, and Samma Samadhi. These are the parts of Samadhi. And Sila Samadhi, then the last part is again Panya, which is Samma Jnana and Samma Vimukti. That completes the 10 components of Ariyatanga Magga. So the important part here to be highlighted is it has 3 parts, which is Samma Sati, Samma Vayama, as well as Samma Samadhi. So Samma Sati here is the is the samadhi, samadhi parikkara, it is said. So what you use is the samma sati. And you cannot use something without effort. So effort comes there. That is samma vaya. And the result would be the samma samadhi, which is the calmness in the mind, or agitate, the what do you call it, stillness of the mind to a certain object. Maybe nibbana is the object. Sometimes metta is the object, and your mind becomes focused because the scattering nature has gone away, and it is done using sati as well as vayama, samma sati and samma vayama. So samma vayama is what is there in the indriya, which is samma, which is virya indriya. So virya indriya needs virya indriya needs to be developed. So to do that, you have to think adina. So seeing the adina, so marananusati is one way of seeing the adina. So you see the adina as the negative nature of this world if you continue stay here. So that would open your virya, because you see, I would have to suffer this much, that much, that much. I would have to go in this dreadful sansara for this long, and on top of that, this life is very very temporary. You cannot say what would happen in the next second. That is marananusati would come to that, and that would initiate an ignition in your system to start pushing towards that pathway. So that's need to be actively managed. Some people originally comes with more virya, some people don't. So you have to find which indriya you are lacking, which indriya you are high in. So not that you are neglecting the indriyas that you are high in. Yes, you are paying attention to that as well, because those are the strengths you have. But you have to get rid of that weak indriya. You have to develop that weak indriya which drags that push, or the which drags that push given by the strong indriya behind. So some indriyas are strong, some indriyas are weak. You have to see which is weak, which is strong, and actively manage the weak indriya as well. This is of course if you practice the indriya method. Some people would practice Ariyatanga method, some people would practice like practicing Sattapojjhanga method. So of course it is a personal choice after again depending on the indriya anatta. It is decided that what you would be practicing. If you like it or not, or if you think it or not, you would be anyway going anyway getting into something your indriya levels are or if the indriya levels in you would decide what you would be entering or what you would be practicing. It happens automatically because it becomes comfortable for you. It's just like, let's say you have 4 events in swimming. What is backstroke, one is freestyle, and there's 2 more. So there are 4 styles in swimming. So when you become a very new person to swimming, so you are just practicing swimming, and you try to practice these all four styles, and after some time you find a favorite because it's easier for you. Some people find backstroke is my favorite. Some people say freestyle is my favorite. Some people say butterfly stroke is my favorite. the nature of this favoriteness comes because it is their strength. Just like that, when you try practicing this RA pathway, you'd feel that this is easier for me. Seeing this way, practicing this way is easier for me. So I'll practice that. So automatically you would be getting into that the strengths or the Indriya levels. Depending on the Indriya levels, you would be getting into the corresponding Indriya practices or RA practice, RA pathway practices. Of the 5 Indriya, Samadhi and Panya Indriya consequential. It is like this. In one explanation, yes. In some, no. So you can say, we can explain it as being the cause. It's just like this. One set of causes creates an effect, and that effect becomes the cause for another effect. So it's a chain reaction. So depending on where you start, so let's say for Panya, Samadhi becomes a cause. So you need to create Samadhi for Panya to occur. Again, for the initial level, again Panya. Panya Sila Samadhi Panya. So Panya means again a starting cause, or it is the root cause for this Arya pathway to manifest. So it's a root cause again. So it's all interconnected together. You cannot say one is just the effect and the other one needs to be created. It is connected together. So in one explanation, you would say like that. In another, it would be totally different. Samadhi would be the cause, and you would be talking about creating how to develop Samadhi so that you can get Panya. So it depends on how the explanation is done. Is it correct to change the English sentence like this? I can walk not because I want to, but because all the causes are equipped. This is reality. So existence is not worth clinging to. So the thing is, when you say I can not walk, I can walk not because I want to. It gives a mixed idea. So better way to put that is I can walk not because solely not because of expectation. Or expectation is not a cause for walking would be a better way of putting that, because when you say I can walk not because it is not, I'm not saying that it is not correct, but it has a mixed idea. So it gets that it can go to that end of nothing. So you cannot do anything. I cannot do anything. I think you understand what I say. So when you have this idea, if you elaborate on this word, I can walk not because I want to a person, he would think, so I cannot do what I want. Then why am I doing this? I'll just stop everything. Would be his idea. Now that is one end. So that's why I said it can give a mixed idea if you say it like this. So instead of saying it like this, we say we cannot control walking according to our expectation. Whether you expect it or not, aligning of causes would give the effect. That would be better, because you then act on the expectation. So there's no point in having expectations of like this, because there's no benefit in that. In fact, it is harmful. So that would help you. Other one, is correct, not that it is wrong, but it can give a mixed idea of whether you can or cannot. See, this is like this. I'll give you an example. I'll give you a demonstration. I'll draw and show you. So this can be a bit hard to grasp, but I'll say it. Don't worry whether if you don't understand this, because I'll try to explain it with a example. So you have this ball of fire. So this is a ball of fire, and now we are going to rotate it. So you would get a ring of fire. So the thing is, this is what we see initially. Initially means with a mind of Avijja. This is what we have seen all our lives. Just a ring of Avijja. Now, when we understand about Arya Dhamma, we understand how a ring of fire is created by a ball of fire through a process. So we understand how the process works. So we understand the depth. We understand the core, how this works. So there's a ball of fire and it is rotated. And due to this high speed, we see this. We see this ring of fire, which we have experienced all through our life. Now that is the understanding. That understanding would not remove the ring of fire. That is very important to understand. I repeat. So the ball of the understanding about how the mechanism works would not get rid of the ring of fire. Still, you would be having the ring of fire, but you would be understanding how it works. The difference between a normal person and a Arya is a Arya know how it works. The other person is just in denial or in deception, in illusion, deluded with the illusion. So the thing, the thing is, still you would be getting this ring, even if you understand. So use the ring for good use. Just don't try to stop the ring, because you cannot. The ring would be there for until you attain Nibbana. The ring would be seen, because it is the illusion of Avijja. Because this world was created with Avijja, the effect of Avijja would be there. The thing is, the Avijja, if we stop creating Avijja again and again, and the creation of Avijja is stopped, then the creation of next life is stopped. Creation of suffering is stopped. And thus we end this cycle of suffering, or suffering samsara. So when that is when somebody attains Nibbana, then we don't have to talk about the ring of fire. Even if it exists in the world, there's nothing to worry about, because there's no Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vinyana, nothing. So no worries, no suffering. The thing is, you still, after understanding this mechanism, you would get the ring of fire. So if you have seen Perahara, the procession, so in that you get people rotating these fireballs, and they do it very nicely, and we can see a ring of fire. So the thing is, if you go to the two ends, what are the two ends now? This is the everything end. This is a nothing end. One would say this ring of fire is solid. It's a true thing. It is not a deception. It is true. The ring of fire is true, and it is there. That is everything. What is nothing end? Ring of fire is false. It's a lie. It's not there. Even though you see it, it's not there. It is nothing end. What is the correct way of seeing? Correct way of seeing is this. This is how it is created. So you have to get rid of this and this, because we tend to go to those two ends. It cannot stay in the middle. It's just like a circus person, or a person who works in the circus, who is balancing himself on a pole, trying to balance him, because the more tendency is to fall to either one of the ends, either to this end or either to that end. So staying in the middle is very hard in the beginning, but when you practice it, it becomes a piece of cake. But initially you tend to fall to the both ends, so either to the everything end or to the nothing end. So the thing is, when you get rid of these both ends, you become very free, because you don't need to go to ends. There's nothing. So the thing is, everything end would get you to a set of problems, and nothing end would get you to another big set of problems. So the thing, when you see how this happens, how the mechanism works, you would be using that illusion for good use, to get rid of this sansaric journey. Again, what is this ring of fire? Ring of fire can be explained as the ability that we see, that we can do certain things. The question that you asked, the second question that we explained actually. So the ring is true, it is seen, but it is seen like this, because all the causes are getting aligned. You see a ring of fire. So now that we see how the ring of fire is created, we use that same ring for good use, which is to end avijja. So we actively put effort and do certain things to get rid of avijja. We know how that action occurred, and that is prajna. So with wisdom, we apply and we do things, so avijja is eliminated. So I hope that's clear. So to summarize, you have this ball of fire, which creates the ring of fire, which is the ability, which is an illusion, of course, which is the ability for you to do certain things, to talk, to walk, to control your surrounding, and that is the ring of fire. So that is an illusion, and you know it, and you use that illusion for good use. Just like you use the let's say you use the mirage to good use, maybe to mm, let's say to attract animals. You use the mirage, you know it's a lie, it's how it works and everything, and you don't get deceived by it, but you still use it for good use. Just like that, if you go to the nothing end, you just deny it is there. So you don't do anything, you just stay in a chair, everything would happen automatically. Automatically means all the causes would get aligned and everything would happen, and I don't have to do anything. You don't know that it's effort is also a thing. That kind of a deep understanding is not there in that nothing end. So the thing is, if you understand how this works, you know that it is a delusion, but still will be using that idea or the illusion for good use to end this suffering life. So that is what I wanted to tell you. So I hope that explanation was enough to that question. If you have anything else. Yeah. So it's the thing. So it reminded me that the phenomenon fire circle people or everything we face in daily life world actually consists of series of snapshot-like animation related to vipaka chittas. That phenomenon tricked us as experiencing one exists. Yes, this is correct. That's what happened. So then now we think everything is one whole big unit, and we decide depending on that unit, which is an illusion. So our decision is based on an illusion. So decision becomes wrong most of all the time, or most of the time. So that looks like there are no other questions. Isn't it? Okay. So if you don't have any other questions, then what do? We can. I think we have almost gone past 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yes, Thero. We have almost gone about 2 hours, I guess.
So if you don't have any questions, then we'll end with the Anumodana.
Thero, I have sent you some names for the Anumodana to your phone. I think there's some people have connected to the Anumodana, has joined.
What? Yeah. So I'll do this Anumodana on another day because I have to sort it out. So I did not sort these things out, the names and everything, the wishes and other things that needs to be added. So I'll do a normal Anumodana here after this, what we usually do after after a discussion, and then I think we have Anumodana that was postponed, and I think we'll do that after this, and we'll arrange another day since this jhanas, since the meditation week was not. I think what do you mean by this meditation week? Is this the meditation week which was happened?
No, Thero. I think this actually
will be happening in the future, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So if it is happening in the future, then we'll do it in the future. So there's one Anumodana which we postponed. So we'll go on with that Anumodana after this one. Again using the same link. I think I have informed her about this, so there won't be a problem. So I think we'll do a usual Anumodana in this session.
Okay, understood there. Thank you very much.
So today we discussed about Arya Dhamma, especially the core concepts of Arya Dhamma, which is how the anicca works, how the world, how the suffering works, how the suffering is created, and you are listening to it, and you are trying to actively participate and understand it for 2 hours, and by contemplating on anicca, dukkha, and anatta, and the amount of meritorious power which that creates is immeasurable, and that is the highest meritorious deed that one can do in this world. So we have been doing that for the past 2 and more than 2 hours now. So with that meritorious power which we have generated, may all the hindrances and barriers for your Arya pathway get diminished, creating the perfect background without kama, chanda, vyapada, tina, middha, uddhacca, and vicikiccha, and also creating the perfect environment, the background with life, comfort, and refreshness, power, and wisdom, creating the perfect balance and perfect environment. And in that environment, may you be able to open the eyes of wisdom by the help of a Kalyana Mitra and to complete the rest of the Arya pathway or the eightfold pathway, ending the samsaric suffering, attaining supreme bliss of Nibbana. Accept this blessing with the sadhukara.
Sadhu, 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 sadhu.
And also, we have generated immeasurable amounts of merits. And this is not a single journey. This is not an individual journey that we have come towards this to this point. So we have had help. There are many people that have contributed in different ways to come to this point. There are people or parents who helped us in various ways, teachers, and also the ones who showed what is right and what is wrong, Kalyana Mitras, and the ones who are who developed these platforms, and the ones who are helping us to have these discussions, the ones who are maintaining these temples, and everybody who may have contributed in various different ways. And let us think about it for a moment, that we have not come we have not had a innocent journey during the samsara. We might have done various unwholesome deeds, especially towards various sentient beings. When we had power, we might have misused that power for bad things. So if we have done those kinds of things, let us acknowledge our faults and let us determine ourselves that we are not going to do those kinds of things again. With the determination, let us think about the ones who were hurted and harmed by us throughout this samsaric journey, and also the ones who are in the the 6 realms of gods and 20 planes of Brahma as well, and also all the deceased relations in this life as well as in previous lives, who have helped immensely to have this discussion, because without them we would not have been here today listening to this Dhamma discussion. So likewise, there are other individuals we might have forgotten, and let us remind all of them as well, and also all the sentient beings in this universe, and let us spread this immeasurable amount of meritorious power to all of them, regardless of wherever they are in this universe, irrespective of their current state of being, and may they rejoice on these meritorious deeds, may they rejoice on this Dhamma, may they if they are having any negative thoughts, or if they are having any disbeliefs about Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, may they appreciate the qualities of Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. May they understand the reality of the word Anicca, Dukkha and Anatta. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana, ending the suffering samsara. Until that point, may they live a comfortable, peaceful life with life, comfort, refreshness, power and wisdom, ending this samsaric suffering journey. Accept this, transferring this meritorious power to them with sadhukara, with metta and kindness.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
So we'll end this session and I will be reciting this Pali stanza, which is a blessing for everyone to have life, refreshness, comfort and power, and ultimately end this suffering samsara with wisdom. Abhivadana Silissa Nichang Vaddha Pachayino Chattaro Dhamma Vadanti Ayuvanno Sukambalang Ayurarogya Sampatti Sakka Sampatti Mevacha Ato Nibbana Sampatti Iminate Samichatu. May you attend the supreme bliss of Nibbana.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Silavantam Gunavantam Punyakettam Anuttaram Dullabhede Maya Raddham Vanditu Sanghatsaram Sariputta Teranang Agatam Patipatiya Saddha Siladaya Vasam Buddha Bhutta Namamang. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thiruvān Saranai, everyone.
Thiruvān Saranai, everyone.
Thiruvān Saranai.
Thiruvān Saranai.